The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Seahawks offense. Now they get ready to come back onto the field. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. The drive starts with C.J. Procise. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Yeah.
How do I advance to my next week so I can play my next game? Or you got to do that?
I have to do that. We advanced, it's up to a week or 3 games or less.
Now Wilson
look at,
down. It's caught, Lockett. And they'll
go
take
to
him
scared
down
you
at the
to see how many
31-yard
games
line.
been made.
That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah,
You said I could check how many games they played already?
Better against man,
just go
because now you're running away from someone and you're not running
you'll see how many
into a
games
defensive
been,
player in
been
another
played.
zone.
And so when it's 3 games or less.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack. And their inaugural sack of the game coming from an unlikely source.
You mean it wasn't a linebacker? It wasn't a defensive end?
It was somebody like you.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's a surprise for the offense. That's not what they normally get when they think about pressure.
Stand out. Stand out. Put us on mute. Stand out. Put us on mute.
A punt of 46, a return of 5. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
Yeah, anybody want this work?
For this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Chipsy, you lost to the guy you played the other day, True Man?
Throw for Prescott.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
You didn't tell me about that.
I told you I lost to him. Told you I lost to him twice. Bro, I told you I lost to him. You got selective hearing, man. I told you I was up. I was up like 19-6. I caught like 6 interceptions. The game was boring as hell, and I still lost to him, bro. Shit was boring.
Oh, see, that's what I'm talking about. When y'all lose, it's boring.
Yeah, man. He ain't got no offense, bro. Shit is boring. I hate playing people like that. That's his name. His name is Mr. Broken Play. That's his name.
Okay.
I don't care. He ain't gonna beat me again. That shit don't do nothing.
You threw 6 picks on him.
He threw 6 picks. I caught 6 picks, bro, and I still lost. Imagine that.
I watched the game.
Also has that
Yeah, I know.
where holes are going to be before they actually open.
I'm sure you did.
Set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
They came in here, Goldenlion. They was in here when they was talking about how good they were, and his friend was saying he was going to give him the work, and I tried to tell him. Did they say bye?
Yeah, he said good game.
Oh, okay.
Running game working.
Big game, but it
With
was
it on 1st down. It was Jaron Reed who got him down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
That's why I'm going to get you in the first franchise, the second franchise. like I say, these guys is new, but the first, that'll move it. Wow, go, boy. Go.
Man, what the hell?
He just dropped it. I mean, he didn't do nothing.
Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez,
That's crazy.
what did he
I ain't
do?
never
But
seen
hey,
that.
let's tip the cap to the defense
Yeah.
here.
Not a problem.
Way better than Charles.
I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
Do what?
Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. Completes it to Dixon. And he's going to get this inside the 30. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out by a few inches. That'll
I
be a
ain't never
first
seen
down.
that before, man.
When
You
an
ain't
offense
seen
reads
that
blitz, doesn't matter
catch
where it's
the
coming
man
from,
on top.
tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra
It's like
bodies are trying to
everybody
get to the quarterback.
was-
A hot route, so to speak.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. To throw is Wilson. To throw again. He'll dump it off to Procise. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and that'll make it 3rd down.
Let's go get another one. Let's go get another one. Come on.
Wilson will throw again. Looking for Baldwin, intercepted. Picked off at the 12, and he returns it here to his own 18-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 18. On the counter, Elliott. Oh, Elliott going to be hit. He caught the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
All I can say about this play is that someone's living right. I mean, he's trying to gain yardage, trying to get upfield. Ball comes free. What's that panic that we've talked about oftentimes that you feel when you lose the ball?
You can sense it.
Oh, you can sense it. And somehow he got to it and was able to recover it for his squad.
Here you go.
Staying on the ground, this time it's Smith. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. In on the stop, Bradley McDougal. Boy, that's a lot of sirloin steak to be taken down for no gain, partner.
Are you trying to suggest that he is a huge man?
He is
not just a big man,
big,
a huge man.
Big boy.
Well, how about the credit then for the defense to be able to chop that big tree and put him on the ground?
I know back when you played, it took 4 of you to take a guy like that down, right?
Well, that's for sure. And you know what else? I didn't want to challenge him at dinner either.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he picks off the first before he's taken down at the 29. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. Well, after an interception, last thing you want to do is go 3 and out, give the ball right back. They avoided that.
Yeah, you definitely do not want to do that. I remember in college I played with a really big-time player on defense. We ended up getting an interception as we passed the offense coming out. He told him, if you don't take care of this football, You have to answer to me later. You definitely want to take care of it, pick up first downs.
Now Elliott. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Just a yard on the... Pick up there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Prescott now on 2nd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And here the pressure from the outside linebacking spot.
And normally when that happens and they're able to get home, that means the other guys on his team helped him out a lot. That they occupied people to allow it to be no less than a one-on-one situation, allows him to get home.
And they'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long.
Good. 46.
Off the play fake, Prescott. On the left side, he finds Beasley. Oh, now he pulls him over. So he got free of one tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
And no, not quite at that level and not at that age. But
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Back to CenturyLink Field after this. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Here's Wilson. And the tight end Dixon left side. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. 3rd and long. It's Wilson. And that is incomplete. Chidobe Awuzie there to make the play in coverage.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Now Austin. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And out now come the Cowboys. They were forced to punt last time, and I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot. Great opportunity to run your full playbook. If they want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Prescott looks to throw on first. And this one hauled in by Tavon Austin. Touchdown, Cowboys! 2 first-half touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead. A try here for the extra point.
And no matter how it comes about, when you get good field position, you have to make the defense pay. Short fields usually make for good offense.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points get that 0 off the board. Give him 7 on the play, and it'll be second down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense.
And Wilson's going to get sent to the 3rd time. Picked off by Anthony Brown. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
Let's go, let's finish now. Let's go, 46. Sweat today. 26.
Following the interception, here's Prescott. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Frank Clark in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
46. 26.
Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. And now the Seahawks are going to call another timeout as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long.
Here we go. Line 8. Gun. 47. Here we go. 47. Here we go. 46. 26.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And that one will fall incomplete. The clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
Are we on the same page here, partner? Because I think they had the right idea. Just take what you can get on 3rd and forever.
Yeah, in real life, I'd say yes. It's just these video games are tempting. You want to go downfield with it.
I like the way you've evolved. You know, you've learned how to play it the Madden way.
It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Gotta go, in and out, let's go.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
What?
Down to 15 seconds now. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Tempo.
Wilson throwing again. Forced out to his left. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Sean Lee.
That's really stupid play.
In there to drop him for a loss on the play. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And out now come the Seahawks. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they felt like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They go play action now. Wilson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Anthony Brown. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. He was trying to hit his big receiver, Brandon Marshall. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
They'll try and get the running game going with Elliott. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Again, it's Elliott. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or two short here with third down coming up.
He's swatting flies.
They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. It'll be called a gain 2, and that'll leave them with some options here on 4th and inches. And forthcoming, a field goal try for the Cowboys. This from 36 yards out. And his kick here is good. And that will stretch the lead to 3 scores now at 19-0. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the third quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he's got the open man. It's Marshall on the comebacker. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs. Wilson now just 6 of 15 through the air. Not good, but 1st and 10 here. The pitch goes to Penny. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Early down stuff's to put this offense in a precarious position. We know the securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
On 2nd down, here's Wilson. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 36. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
Oh, no. I'm a send them matches, but what I'm doing in the first franchise, since we got 2 or 3 new players, everybody's gonna go and pick up their players. Don't worry about players that
so Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 37.
And everybody's dropping anybody. So you go back and pick up the cornerback. I'm going to drop him
inside the 30.
After this game.
That one's good for 35 yards on the ground and a 1st down.
What's going to happen is that
Ezekiel it is with the ball in his hands in the run game.
Disqualified is still disqualified.
The continue to expand him in the passing game. Excellent hands, can run nice routes. They don't just have to throw it to him on screens either. They can make him an integral part of the passing game and increase the offense.
58 catches through his first 2 years, so you expect that total to go up.
I think that he can get 58 catches in 1 year if they choose to concentrate on it.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. The pitch goes to Smith. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football.
And then,
but that means if I run it inside,
I'll never hear again of it.
out on the perimeter,
the following next season, the next season, then
negative yardage.
Somebody will bring that up, and they won't do nothing but open up a can of worms. But what I'm saying is, then the second season, somebody mess up. The first thing they'll say is, "Well, you changed this and that." And the reason I'm changing it is because, first of all, the franchise says we're going to do whatever is best. And right now, what is best is that these new guys.
Second down throw for Prescott. Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
No, I just always, we just always just done what was best, But like I say, I guarantee you, and I promise you that, they might not say nothing, but they be watching, and then if they mess up, first thing they're going to throw up.
Zeke's having a great game here, Charles, in the second half. What was the difference rookie season, second season?
They're not going to even understand. Even when I tell them that we had new players in here.
Remember, his second year, Zeke was in and out of the lineup a little bit, as well as his offensive line, where the front five pretty much played the entire way his rookie year. Last year, there were guys in and out of the lineup due to injuries.
That's like Finesse.
Not the same kind of
thing. He didn't want to give up.
So a good snap.
Right
down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way he used to hit.
I understood it. I understand because
kicking the ball.
Exactly. He tackled me in.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level.
Gotta play on the game.
They go through.
The Seattle.
I had somebody new for the coach. So I laugh. I think he
lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
I tell
this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys.
All
right, throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. And he takes this one back
when I play you this in first franchise, I'm getting off this touchdown.
This D wanting to put it away before we even get to the fourth quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty
I know that was going line was saying. I know it did. I already was saying it. I was saying to myself.
This one is over now with that type of a cushion.
I ain't said nothing, Luke. I ain't said nothing. I just laughed.
Skin dog and we caught that. Yeah.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And then the kick is away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now we're different.
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I think they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point.
He declined it the first time.
They didn't even talking about it. That's what I'm talking about. It just, wow, it's just... And you know you don't have a guy on the team. I don't know why you would.
A first carry for the converted wideout.
I don't know why you would think that you're trying to get him.
Yeah, he's trying to get him back. Trying to get him back.
When trying to create space for your running back, the first thought is how physical is the offensive line. Sometimes it's just positioning. On that play, it didn't matter about positioning or being physical. The defensive front, they out-leveraged them and won the battle.
Yeah. That's why I always shoot. We said it this
Had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
It's the dumbest franchise with the dumbest rules.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
That sure speak low there, some of them.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. 46 yards on the boot. The coverage holds him to just 3 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
He bought it himself.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up. But they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations. Trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking. And I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
A 20th carry here for Elliott. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
If you see me playing it, I went upstairs and got his. Put it in. I ain't buying it.
They go to Elliott again. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
Watching that play unfold, watching him complete it, brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get cut back lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle.
You see, I ran the 2 plays.
In the second franchise.
Okay.
The Cowboys on third down.
I got that
They're hitting at just
30%,
3 for 10. This will be 3rd and 5.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
A handoff to Smith. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And eventually taken down, but how about that athletic spin move we saw? Gives him the first 10 yardage. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
You know, I get to play with talking while I'm playing. That won't be happening. That won't be happening.
The give is to Elliott. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
I did my training in that first one.
Yeah, me too. I ain't doing no training now. I just send the training.
They still not getting, even on 50, they're not getting into
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. This is Elliott. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. The tackle made by K.J. Wright.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it.
Said to go to sleep. Go off whenever, you know.
Then we're going to 53.
54's Mike. 54's Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
Here we go, 47. 26.
On second down, here's Smith. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Shaquille Griffin in on the stop defensively.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
I know.
Back now in Seattle, Washington. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4.
A nickel look by Seattle on third down.
Yep, 5 defensive backs now. They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short. No good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
From midfield now, here's Wilson. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Now Wilson. And now here is another interception. Picked off Byron Jones. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at the 34.
Mine, yeah, majority of mine. Then he quick.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against?
And I got a lot
so
of
5 yards there as one of the big guys up front moved.
And in a 4-3 front, you got the 2 defensive tackles right near the football. I know there's a lot of movement around there, but they're always taught to have one eye on the football.
What he smoking? What he smoking on the line?
He's smoking.
He ain't great. He ain't great.
And some space here. 9 yards on the pickup there.
He ain't great.
Alive.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball.
Now you can say good, average, good, above average, but great. Yeah. Yeah.
They'll toss it to Smith. And some room to maneuver. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
Now, I have to admit, partner, that I've often thought that I don't like this rule, where the offensive player fumbles the ball, it goes out of bounds, and they get to keep it.
That's just because you're a defensive guy. That's why you don't like it.
Yeah, you're right. It is a slanted view, isn't it?
But this is where, for the offensive team, the sideline is their friend. Usually it's not their friend.
Yeah, exactly right. I actually played for a guy in college. You know what he used to name the sideline? Sammy. Sammy sideline, and use him well.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 23. They'll run with Elliott. And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Because I turned previous injuries off.
Go 47.
Here's a give to Smith. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal.
It's always been funny to me, Brandon, when coaches always talk about on hot days like the one we have here. Well, it's hot for both teams. But when one team has the advantage, when one team is running the ball really well and closing things out, it's hotter for the defensive side, and they sag a lot quicker.
Yeah, they say the dog days of August, the heat we're seeing here today, dog days of September, and the advantage right now on the offensive side.
I will trip it.
Smith trying to run for it. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Hey, what? Hellcat? You say he wishing.
Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line.
It's coming now.
He'll get it up the middle. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a couple yards there, and that's going to set up a long 3rd and goal.
I'll have to laugh a little bit because he actually handed it off. I thought with the 2 touchdown passes he's thrown in this one already, he'd go ahead and fling and try and get a 3rd one.
Yeah, now from this spot on 3rd down, I think he'd probably throw it here.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about it. They won't even send in a running play here, I don't believe. I think they go ahead and try and throw it for a touchdown.
Yeah, this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. He went backwards 5 yards there on 3rd down to bring up 4. Forthcoming a field goal try for the Cowboys. And his kick is right there. It's good. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said. And now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
This fielded at the 2. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field.
What?
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 24.
Well, 2 of them, the Beasley, he lost to right.
Now it's Wilson. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Sean Lee in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Here's Wilson. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
I'm not even sure I know who this guy is out there playing right now. This is very unlike him. One of
Nah,
the
he went
accurate
out.
guys in the league. Totally off his
out.
game right
He
now.
might be
I don't
back
know. I was
later
going to
on.
ask you what you pin it on, but defensively, they've been pretty solid.
Yeah.
But sometimes, you know, those defenders, they get into the receivers pretty well, and if they chip away
All
at
right,
their
take it
time,
easy.
it's going to affect what you're doing throwing the ball as well.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Wilson. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. With this lead and the football, things obviously looking good, but maybe, you know, you've taught me this before, maybe this is where the defense is hoping that the offense helps them preserve that shutout that they've got going.
And it has to be in the minds of the offense that they know
Need
how
some
rare
time
it
to
is to
recoup.
get a shutout. So take care of them, protect
Goal line,
them,
or
take
you
care of
want
the
to
ball,
get in
move
it
it
right
down
now?
the field, run the clock
Let's
down.
get in.
You don't want your defense to have to go on the
It
field
don't matter.
again the rest of the game.
right.
Reward them.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd
Yeah,
and 4.
I know he's
Let's
tired.
talk
He
a
can
little
put up
football
32.
101 here because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
On 2nd down, Elliott. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us
In
he
the morning,
thrives on being
you
in his
know, 2,
peak
3 o'clock in the
late in
morning when
ball
everybody
games.
offline.
You go 46.
A 1st down carry for Smith.
Wow.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. 15
Alright, you
more
gotta get
there,
up.
and they're on a roll.
Hey.
It's another 1st down.
As many games as the two of us do, I would hope that one day we'll be able to solve this riddle. Why is it on a hot day that one team has more trouble with the heat than another? And especially when you can't stop
I'll
it
tell
from
you
running
here,
the ball.
give
You
you a
know, it's
call.
September in the booth, though, when you and I have both removed our coats, and those were gone
I
in the
said,
first quarter.
to give you
Going
a
into the
wake-up
first
call.
quarter, and what we're watching now is a defense mentally giving in and sagging a little bit because they haven't been able to stop him.
You go 46.
They keep it with Smith on 1st down. And he stopped immediately there. And Justin Coleman brings him down. He's fumbled already once, Charles. I'm not going to say that that was in his mind there, but I'm sure that during some of these plays he is mindful of it.
And once you fumble the ball, you know what your team tells you and your coaching staff? Take care of it rest of the game. And that does get in your mind a little bit. And sometimes that slows down your effort in trying to get free from tackles.
And the defenders know it, too. They sniff that out, don't they?
Everybody wants to swarm the football. You know the rule is first guy hold up the runner. Everyone else try and get there and strip the ball free.
third down. Elliott. And he's got some space here. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that. But there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well in hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with this one. I struggle. But on the argument, I get it, on the other side is, hey, do something about it. Stop them.
I guarantee you, I know who was really excited. Fantasy owners who had them. Hey, listen, get the points for me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that. That's just new age stuff.
He'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They are down big. They have not scored a single point. I don't know. Are they so defeated at this point you just want to get in the locker room and get the heck out?
That is one way to approach it. Sometimes coaches say, that's it, okay? It hasn't worked all game. There's no sense in doing something now. Let's get out of here. No one gets hurt. But others will look at it and say, we still have an opportunity to do something. Exactly. You have pride on the line, execution as you look forward and get ready for your next game, and a message to your team. We're not going to quit no matter what the battle is. We're going to finish this thing out.
The loss of 3 on that first down pass play. Now 2nd and 13. One last shot for Wilson. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. He was looking for Daniels that time, and it's 3rd down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. One final shot. They'll look to throw. They find some open field here. And he is out of bounds, getting it across the 30-yard line. So,
yeah, good game.